Hi everyone and welcome to my channel and to this time-lapse version of a small still life study in soft pastel. If you enjoy this here on YouTube, then please do hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be releasing some real-time tutorials from this piece here on YouTube. And of course, do check out my Patreon channel if you're interested in even more full-length tutorials. I always enjoy making the time-lapse videos, and I think that you guys enjoy them too, as it's quite a nice way to get a quick overview of the painting. And this time I'm showing you a little bit of my sketching process here, showing you how I sketch onto regular drawing paper first, and then transfer this onto my pastel paper. So this is me just trying to get the proportions right. I will just mention now as well, don't judge me too harshly on my proportions, especially for the cup, because all of my footage, of course, is taken from slightly off to my left. So throughout the footage, my proportions do look a little bit off. They're not nearly so bad when you're directly in front of the painting. So I'm working on Fisher 400 paper, one of the more rough sanded papers, and I've used it a few times, but not for a still life project. And I love how the pastel applies to this paper. If you're interested in hearing more about pastel papers, I have covered a large number of them in my giant pastel paper comparison video, and I talk about a lot of the more popular surfaces that artists tend to choose. But the Fisher 400, which I tried during that experiment, has continued on. I have used it quite a few times since, and I've really grown to enjoy this paper. And I've got to say, it was quite good for this project. It allowed me to build up lots of layers of colour, which you see me doing here. Adding mostly my darker tones first, and always making sure that I've created enough contrast to allow my brightest highlights to really sing out from the painting. So there's dramatic light in this one. Recently I've been working a lot from life for still life, but in this case I had this photo reference from a few years ago and I've always wanted to have a go at it, mostly because of the tea that is in motion. I'm not sure I could do that without the help of photo reference. So I've been wanting to have a go at this one for quite a few years, and because of my Patreon channel I'm constantly making smaller demos to show particular methods or techniques. And in this case I really wanted to try something with glass involved. I've been getting a lot of requests from my patrons to do a demo on glass. So I thought, why not throw in some tea being poured, a little bit of a porcelain teapot, lots of bubbles in the tea, and of course the lovely swirling steam that's off to the right of the image. So a bit of a challenge, but a most enjoyable one. I kept this quite small so that it wouldn't take me forever. This is just 9 by 6 inches. And if you've been following me for a while here on YouTube, you'll know that I release a range of different types of videos. Some are time lapses like this, just giving you a quick overview. I've got a whole series of how-to or instructional videos giving you information on all things pastel related, but even just general concerns that professional artists have. So covering all sorts of different topics. But you will also find some full-length, real-time tutorials here on YouTube where you can join me on a full project and paint along with me in real time. All the while I'm usually chatting while I paint and giving you full instruction as we go. Over the next while I hope to release a few more of these onto my YouTube channel. I know it's been a little while, but I've been busy creating lots of tutorials over on Patreon and I don't always get time to do something extra for you guys on YouTube. And I really do like to put some things out here for free on YouTube so that everyone who doesn't want to come and sign up on a platform like Patreon can still access some real tuition that will help. So from this project, I was thinking of releasing the cup because it's glass that I really wanted to focus on in this tutorial. And that's what I'm going to be talking about a lot in my narration. So let me know in the comments below, would this be something you would like, more long real-time tutorials? And would you like to see the entire cup, which is about 2.5 hours, with narration? So yeah, let me know in the comments. And over the next while, I'm going to really try and put together a few more, even smaller demos that I can release to you guys here in real time. But if that's something that you would like more of course, there is always my Patreon channel too. And it's really because of the support that I get from everyone over there that I'm able to make all of the YouTube videos. So if you can and you fancy accessing my full library of real-time tutorials, do visit me over there. I'll add links at the end of this video and in the description below. But for this piece, I'm using mostly my Unison pastels and also a few Terry Ludwig colours popping up as well. But you can see that I'm making use of quite a few pastel pencils too, especially in the finer details and to create extra crisp little edges. Now, if you've watched any of my tutorials before, you may have heard me talk about the General's white pastel pencil. And in this piece, it impressed me yet again. I really like how that white pencil applies on the Fisher 400 paper. I think it's the slightly rough grit of the paper that grabs the pencil really well. So in this piece, although you do see me still pick up some soft white sticks, I was able to make a lot of the white details using the white General's pencil. So it's been a great recent addition to my toolkit. If you're interested in seeing all the materials that I use and where you can purchase them from, there's also a link in my description for that. So everything about this cup was really colourful. We've got the glowing tea inside the cup, and even some of those colours glowing into the shadow of the cup. But the part that I was really looking forward to was all the little bubbles on the surface of the liquid. Obviously, it's been disrupted as I pour the tea into the cup. And I was a little bit concerned that maybe I would have filled the paper with those darker colours too much, and that I wouldn't be able to get the lighter colour of the bubbles to show up. But this is where the Fisher 400 paper does impress me. I was easily able to get all of these little light marks to go on top of my darker colours. And you can see a few of the colours where I'm using the sticks, like the yellows and oranges, just how vibrant those colours are and how nicely the pigment really does stick to the paper. And it shows up really well even over the top of your darker colours. So just the bubbles to add here, and then I'm on to the steam that's coming from all of this. I deliberately changed the background in this a little bit. I made it much darker, thinking that it might add some drama to the still life, but also that it would be a great backdrop for the smoky steam effect that's rising up from the cup. So this was a really interesting part of the painting because soft pastel is like the perfect medium to create misty, smoky kind of effects. And you can see here I'm using some of my soft blenders, and I can really scrape some of the pigment back off the paper and uncover some of the dark areas underneath. And I'm also using a light coloured pastel pencil just to add a little bit of detail into the steam here and there. And of course, my fingertips are the perfect tool for adding those thin wisps of colour and pigment. So the perfect medium for this effect. I really enjoyed this one. I hope that you've enjoyed seeing it here in time-lapse. Do call back and visit me again on YouTube. I'm about to release the cup in real time. And if you'd like to work along with the entire painting, it's about 4 hours long in total, and I'm going to release the full thing over on my Patreon. So I look forward to bringing you more things in real time and more little demos that you can have a go at yourself. In the meantime, please do check out all of my playlists here. I have lots here already. And if you like what you see, then please do remember to hit that subscribe button. But thanks very much for watching, and until next time, happy pasteling.